So finally we get to the HQs and going over the battlefield role of HQs. Yeah, there's a few of them to go over here. We have Morvenn, a Canoness, which I'm going to be talking about the different types of Canonesses you can use. A Palatine, Junith, who I always call Saint Junith because she is the leader of the Adeptus Sororitas for the Martyred Lady, which dubs her as Saint. Missionary position, as well as Celestine and her Gemini Supera. I always forget how to actually say that, so I just call it the Geminis. So Celestine and her two Geminis, which is now a unit again, which is really cool. The Triumph of St. Katherine, which is one thing that I always get wrong on rules because every time I think about it, I think it adds something and it turns out I'm wrong and it adds attacks or it adds strength or it adds 1 to hits. And I'm just like, damn it. And I'm always wrong about the Triumph of St. Katherine, so I do apologize about ever saying that things about this. I do get it wrong and I apologize. And then we have Ephrael Stern and Boytoy. And then I'm not going to make a video for... I'm just going to cover Battle Sisters here as well because they're the only troop choice. Really thought we were going to get Initiates. I really thought we were going to get them, just Sisters with Chainswords, just as a close combat option. I really thought that that was going to be the thing, but they decided against it. So let's start off with Morvenn Vahl, who just sounds like Mornaval, which is going to get confusing for people. This model is absolutely exquisite. I love every bit of it. It looks insanely cool in person. It's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's about the size of like, here, let me compare this thing really quickly. So this, for instance, is my Daredeo Dreadnought, which I'm going to smack the table with my knee. And this is Morvenn Vahl next to it. So she is not small. Like, Daredeos are huge dreadnoughts. I also wanted to take this opportunity to show off my Daredeo Dreadnought. I'm really proud of it. I still have to paint the base, but I'm really proud of him. Good little boat. So, let's take a look at this character. And a lot of people are saying that she is broken. She's sitting at 13 power level, which is very expensive. I think she's a 250 point HQ on her own. Let's see, where is she? Morvenn Vahl, she's 265. And I believe all of her equipment is in her price cost because it doesn't state that it is or isn't. Yeah, they need to fix a lot of things in the back here with the points. And I'm going to point this out because I'm going to point this out now because one of these with a multi-melta grenade launcher and the mace is the same price as one of these with a multi-melta Stormbolter sword. And I feel like that's a gross miss. There's something wrong there. So at 265 points, we're looking at Morvenn Vahl. So is equipped with the Paragon Missile Launcher, Lance of Illumination. Your army can only include one of this model. Okay? So she has her first thing, which is her 36-inch Heavy 3, Strength 6, EP -1, 2 damage weapon. And I believe this is the missile launcher. No, this isn't. This is her heavy bolter that's in her arm, which is pretty decent. One thing that we need to do is she doesn't have the Sororitas. She has the Adeptus Sororitas keyword. She has the Imperium keyword, Ministorum keyword. She is a vehicle character, Sanctified, Supreme Command. She is just an HQ though. Paragon Warsuit and Morvenn Vahl for her name. So she doesn't have like Martyred Lady or anything like that. So if you have things that only affect Martyred Lady, they won't affect her. But as we saw, a lot of things in this codex are going to affect her because she's an Adeptus Ministorum unit. And they just care about that. Or Adeptus Sororitas. They don't care about order too much in here. So the next one is the Paragon Missile Launcher, which is 36-inch range regardless of which subtype you pick. So you either have to pick the anti-infantry or anti-tank version of the shots, which depending on what you're fighting, if you're fighting Drukhari, you want to go anti-infantry. If you're fighting tanks, you want to go with the missiles. So, heavy 2d6, strength 4, AP nothing, damage 1 and blast. pretty decent, average of 7 shots. She's hitting on 2s with a ballistic skill of 2, weapon skill of 2, strength and toughness of 5, 8 wounds, which I was kind of hoping for 9, 5 attacks though, which is insane. Leadership 9, 2+ save. By the way, we're going to see a lot of 2+ saves in here, which is pretty interesting. Their Terminator armor is way better than Space Marine Terminator armor. Okay, so the other shot is heavy 2, strength 8, AP -2, D6 damage. Personally, I think this shot is just a bit better. It's going to kill Marines a little bit easier, in my opinion. Unless they're toughness 4 Marines, then I would take the shots of the 2d6, but it's only... No, I'd still just take the 2 missile shots. So then we move over to the Lance of Illumination, and this has 2 profiles also, and you have to choose which one you're using. One is Strength User, she's Strength 5, which I think the Imagifier can actually affect her. No, Order. These ones actually need Order. Okay, so can't affect her with that, so she's only Strength 5, which is fine. It's fine. AP -2, 1 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, you make 2 hit rolls instead of 1. So you get 10 attacks with the sweeping blow, which is really good for clearing infantry very fast. And the other one is Lunging Strike, which is Strength +3, which is Strength 5, 6, 7, 8. AP -3, 3 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, with this weapon's profile, an unmodified wound roll of a 6. The target suffers 1 mortal wound in addition, which overall her weapons are nice. They're really good, but they're not too out there. Like, we're used to strength 8 with Thunderhammers, and dealing 3 damage is perfectly fine at 5 attacks. That's a Space Marine. So this is really good. The fact that she doesn't get the -1 to hit, so she's hitting on 2s at strength 8 is really nice. So she does have Axe of Faith, Sacred Rites, and Shield of Faith. This is insane because she has a 4-up Invo save, and she benefits from all of these, which means on 6s, she scores 1 additional hit. 5 attacks, that means she's getting 1 additional hit at, I think it's 0.75 at the time. So out of those 5, she's getting 1 hit maybe, which is pretty decent. Okay, now that the leaf blower has hopefully gone away, let's continue looking into this. So we have the Praetor Morable's warsuit? Whatever, her warsuit. Has a 4+ invulnerable save. Each time this model would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll a d6. On a 4+, it is not lost. So feel no pain against psychic powers mostly, and things that cause mortal wounds. Holy Aegis. Each time an attack is allocated to this model, have the damage characteristic rounded up. So heavy bolters will only deal 1 damage to her. D3 weapons will deal 1 less damage to her. Yeah, because if you get 3, it goes down to 2. Because you can't cut 3 in half at round up. So that's really good. So like if a weapon gets 6 wounds against her, it only gets 3. Once per battle at the end of the fight phase, if this model is within engagement range of an enemy unit, it can fight again. Wow, that's really good. I didn't have enough of that. I'm going to kick your ass even more, I guess, and just absolutely annihilate you by poking you to death. So that's pretty good. 5 attack, strength 8, AP -3, 3 damage, just again for free. High Lord of the Imperium. If your army is Battleforged, this model must be your army's warlord. If more than 1 model in your army has rules that affects that must be the warlord, then one of these models must be a warlord. Okay, so if you take like Junith, for instance, who must be a warlord, I think she has must be a warlord. Oh, she doesn't. Oh, that's cool. I always thought she did. So I don't know which other character would be always a warlord. I guess if you ally in another force, she must be, or at least you choose between the two. Not really important. Abyssal Sanctorum. When a friendly Adeptus Sororitas core unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that wound makes an attack, reroll hit rolls of 1s and reroll wound rolls of 1s. It's just core units. So she actually works really well with Paragons. Who would have guessed? She also works really well with pretty much any unit from the damn Codex. So her and a bunch of mortifiers with flails is horrific. They will just annihilate anything in their path. In your command phase, this is Commander of the Adeptus Sororitas. In your command phase, select one friendly Adeptus Sororitas core or Adeptus Sororitas character unit within 6 inches of this model. Can she select herself? No, she's not core. Or any of the characters core. No, but she says a character, and she's an Adeptus Sororitas character. I think she can choose herself. Until the start of your next command phase, each time a model in that unit would make an attack, you can reroll the hit rolls. The hit roll, and you can reroll the wound roll. So yeah, she is an Adeptus Sororitas character, because Adeptus Sororitas and character. I think she could select herself for this. Oh, and she explodes, because it's always good to explode. Insert Gur here, exploding. Overall, I see why people think she's overpowered. She rerolls to hit and wound. She gets 5 attacks at strength 8 or 10 attacks at strength 5, which is ridiculously good at AP -2. The strength 5 one at AP -2, 1 damage is probably what you're going to do for Marine killing, just to get all 10 of those attacks. And if they survive, you just swing again, just to make sure that that unit is dead. Personally, I wouldn't put her into combat alone. I would definitely try to team her up with Paragon Warsuits, Mortifiers, Repentia, or something else that'll guarantee the death of that unit and allow them to pile into another unit. She's ridiculously good, and everything around her gets to reroll 1s and wound rolls of 1s. Yeah, she is just almost a must include. She's quite literally insane. I absolutely love her. Okay, so quick side note about Morvenn Vahl. I feel like if you take her, you need to base an army around her, and it isn't a bad thing for my opinion. If you bring like Sacristans, Repentia, or a melee-focused army like Bloody Rose, you definitely want to include her. She's an amazing HQ, and she is just, I don't know how else to say it. She's just really good. The rerolls on everything, including herself, is absolutely incredible. Well, the friendly Adeptus Sororitas core units within 6 inches of this model. Yeah, she is just good. So what I would do to build her in a list is I would take her and I would base the list around what I want her to accomplish. So it's going to be close combat. So I would take Paragons if I had them, which I do. I do like Paragons. I really, really like them. I think they look really cool and they're much cooler in person. But in all honesty, I think they do have the Multi-Melta, which is a better weapon than a heavy bolter, but they get 2 heavy bolters with the other ones. So I think Mortifiers are just a little bit better. But if you want a good unit that is both a Retributor squad as well as hits just as hard as a Mortifier, I think taking the Paragon Warsuits are a good substitute. They're a bit expensive, so you're looking at about 500 points for just the 4 models. So you really have to debate on how you want to build your sororitas list other than that, for fire support or for more close combat. And you can just do a full close combat army. You can actually hide her behind a bunch of rhinos and fill the rhinos with Sacristans and Repentia, and then just pop out turn 2 and just annihilate anything in your path. Personally, I think she's a very good HQ choice, one that's going to be taken quite a bit, but at such a high point value, I think she's going to be passed up by smaller characters like Canonesses. So it really depends how you want to build it. Overall, I think she's a solid 8 out of 10 model. Canonesses have always been good in my opinion. There's 2 ways to play them. One being a support Canoness, which you keep in the back and just support units that are ranged, especially long range. And the other style is close range blender. Okay, Canonesses, I typically take 2 of my armies, mostly because I used to have to, but now I can take a Palatine who's a little bit cheaper. And I think I'm liking a bit more to take both of them. But if you take Morvenn Vahl, you can get around both of that and have both of them and not need to spend time on relics or anything. Okay, so the Canoness has a bunch of weapons and equipment, but mostly we're just going to look at her 2 abilities. She has a Rod of Office and a Null Rod. I highly recommend taking these 2 out, but personally I always bring Blessed Blade and Inferno Pistol. It is my go-to... there's a lot of noise outside, I'm sorry. It's my go-to weapon choice because 1, it looks good, 2, it's really, really, really good for melee, and I absolutely love it. So, war gear options, this model's Plasma Pistol and Power Sword, and Rod of Office can be substituted with one of the following: a Condemner Bolt Gun and one of the following: Blessed Blade, Chainsword, Power Sword. 1 weapon from the pistol list: Blessed Blade, Chainsword, Power Sword. If this model is equipped with a Chainsword, it can be equipped with one of the following: Brazier of Holy Fire and Null Rod. So yeah, I just like the Infernal Pistol combo because my Canonesses typically get tied in close combat. They typically don't get dive bombed because of how I position them. So when they get assaulted, it's more about survivability and damage output. The Infernal Pistol is there to deal more damage in close combat when I keep her in combat, because I think the Canoness is really good in combat. So I give her an Infernal Pistol for a minimum of 3 damage on an Inferno shot, to a total of 8 damage with the Infernal Pistol. And then she has her 4 attacks, which if you have proper buffs next to her, you can bring her up to 6 attacks pretty easily. And the way you do this is bring a Preacher, as well as bringing, I might be wrong. I think the Magnifier doesn't give +1 attacks anymore. Adds 1 to the strength characteristic. Yeah, it doesn't add 1 to the attacks anymore. So you can get her up to 5 attacks, which is still really good. The other one is you keep her mostly unequipped and keep her in the back for her abilities. So, as for her abilities, she has a Rosarius, and she has Lead the Righteous, which is an aura ability which affects order core units within 6 inches of this model. Each time that model would make an attack, reroll hit rolls of 1. Now, I do need to check one thing, and I'm pretty sure there's still core, but just in case... Yep, there it is, core. Okay, so she can still sit in the back with Retributors and just have them reroll 1s to hit. Okay, so then we have the Palatine. Oh, and we should probably go over points. I think she's only like 85 points, but still. So Canoness is, with no abilities, is 50 points. So she actually went down in points, which is really good. The way that I run her, she has the Inferno Pistol, which is 5 points, which is ridiculous on her. And the Blessed Blade at 10 points, so plus 15, so... She's 65 points just running around. And then we have the Palatine, who's looking at 45 points because I never upgrade to a Plasma Pistol, because you can give her the Relic Pistol that's better, or the Relic Power Sword that's better. But overall, I kind of just like her Power Sword. It puts her at Strength 4, which is pretty decent at AP -3, 1 damage. She also has a Bolt Pistol or a Plasma Pistol. We don't need to go into detail about that. But what she does is Fury of the Righteous. She rerolls wound rolls of 1, which is really, 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 really solid. I really like her. Then we have Junith. Junith is an interesting character because I always used her as a reroll wound bubble and a +1 invulnerable save bubble. So we do... I don't think I missed Celestine yet. No. So Junith has a few abilities. She's movement 10 because she floats and she has the fly keyword. She also has a vehicle keyword, character keyword. She has the Order of a Martyred Lady keyword, which is really cool for a character, and that's very important. Okay, so she has 2 heavy flamethrowers and her mace, which is pretty much garbage. Oh, they made her mace good. It's strength 6 now, which you can bump up to strength 7. That's actually really good. They dull down her wounds to 7, though. Actually, I think her wounds were 7. Still pretty good. In your command phase, select 1 friendly Order of a Martyred Lady core unit within 6 inches of this model. Until the start of your next command phase, each time that model in that unit makes an attack, you can re-roll the hit rolls. Oh, so she only selects 1. Does the Canoness also only select 1? Units within 6 inches of this model makes an attack, re-roll 1. So she affects everybody. She only affects 1 person with this. Ugh. Okay. What's the other ability? While a friendly Adeptus Sororitas infantry unit is wholly within 6 inches of this model. Each time a ranged attack is made against that unit, it is treated as having the benefit of light cover against those attacks. Okay, so I think light cover is the -1 to hit, or it's the +1 armor save. I can't remember right now. But either way, that's really good. Then she's got Lead the Righteous. While a friendly Order of Armored Lady unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll hit rolls of 1. Huh. She has the same ability twice? When a friendly Order of Armored Lady unit within 6 inches of this model, each time it makes an attack. So what does this one do? In your command phase, select one, reroll to hit. Makes an attack, reroll hit rolls of 1. What? She has 2 of the same ability? Am I dumb? I feel like I'm dumb. Within 6 inches of the unit, until the start of your next command phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll once to hit. And this one is ranged, isn't it? Within 6 inches. And the lawnmower is back. I love the lawnmower. Each time a friendly Order of Armored Lady unit within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll hit rolls of 1s. So, within 6 inches of this model until the start of your command phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll hit rolls of 1. These are the same abilities, right? I'm not going crazy? Oh, she can hit an Order of Armored Lady character or just everybody around. Okay, so she can use it on a character. Okay, so that's good. Never mind. I missed that. And she also explodes. She no longer gives the +1 feel no pain, +1 aura ability for the invulnerable save. Junith, you're kind of garbage. I'm not gonna lie. You don't reroll 1s to wound anymore. You don't give the bonus aura ability anymore. Ooh, you're kind of garbage. Can a Canoness gain that ability still? Maybe Celestine can? Okay, so Warlord traits. Yeah, you can still gain Indomitable Belief. So that probably is her Warlord trait. So you can still do Indomitable Belief. Is she worth it? Let's see, 7 power level. She's probably looking at about 120 points, I would say. Junith, where are you? 130 points. Ugh. I'm not sure if that's really, really, really good. I think that's okay. But honestly, I think there's better choices. I actually think a Canoness is just better than her. Like, I know that they usually do this. They put a new character in and make all the other characters obsolete. So I think they did that with Morvenn Vahl versus Junith. Because Morvenn Vahl does everything Junith does for double the cost. But just seems a little bit better. Yeah. So then we have Missionary position over here. Has all the missionary weapons, which is kind of cool. It's got this servo stubber, which I think is interesting because that's the one from Blackstone Fortress. Auto gun, auto pistol, Ministorm shotgun, which is strength 4, assault 2, does nothing. Chainsword, which gets to attack twice with it. And the Maul, which is strength 6, AP -1, 1 damage. The Maul is actually not a bad option for them, but overall you don't want to equip these guys with anything. You typically want to take them as their, I think they were 40 points or 50 points back in the day. So now missionaries are 40 points. So that's not bad. Let's see. Rosarius for a 4+ invulnerable save, and then they can do 2 hymns, which honestly is pretty good. They can do them on 3+. We went over this in the last video, so I'm not going to go too in depth for it. But basically, you want the war hymn off at all times. So any unit within 6 inches of them get +1 attack. So you can get a total of like +2 attacks, I think. Or no, I keep thinking the Magnifier is +1 attack. It's not anymore. So just getting the +1 attack is pretty nice with him or them or her, however they identify. Honestly, I think a missionary is still needed, but I'd rather take a priest who doesn't take up a slot. I mean, technically they don't take up a slot either. Or that one does, the other one does not. And then we have Celestine. Celestine went through a lot of changes, and one of the coolest things is that she's a unit again. But she's also under 9 wounds, so you can't target her. Until we read this. Let's make sure we get this correct. Weapon and ballistic skill 2+, strength toughness of 3, wounds of 6, attacks of 6. So she kept pretty much her same stat line. 2+ armor save. So she has the Ardent Blade, which is strength 6, AP -2, 1 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, the attack automatically hits the target for shooting. That's the flamethrower. Then we have the bolt pistols, and then we have the Ardent Blade in melee, which is strength +4. So strength 7 now, which is pretty nice. And I think she might be able to reroll if she has the correct keywords. She does. You can... Oh, can you use Martin Vahl to reroll her? Oh no, I think you can. Adeptus Sororitas character. You can have Martin Vahl have Celestine reroll to attack, because she's an Adeptus Sororitas character. That's actually pretty interesting. Axe of Faith, Shield of Faith, and Sacred Rites, which is cool that she has Sacred Rites too, so she benefits from all of these. So I think she can actually get this one and get the +1 to hit, or the Deny the Witch bonus, or add 1 to the advance and charge rolls. I'm pretty much going to stick with the Passion, I think. So it's cool that she can get the Passion now. Or at least I think they can. Well, it's listed under her, so I assume she can. Life Ward, when this unit contains any Gemini models, each time an attack is successfully wounds this unit, that attack must be allocated to one of those models. The destruction of a Gemini model is ignored for the purposes of morale tests. If Celestine is ever destroyed, any remaining Gemini models in that unit are also destroyed. Divine Guidance. Gemini's... a model... Oh, they have 4+ invulnerable save. Celestine has a 4+ invulnerable save. Each time an attack is allocated to Celestine, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. So they buffed Celestine, which is really cool. Miraculous Intervention. The first time Celestine is destroyed, roll d6 at the end of the phase instead of using any of the triggers that when a model is destroyed, which also means that they don't get the +1 for killing the Warlord anymore, because that is a trigger on death. On a 1, this unit counts as having been destroyed for the purposes of sacrifice. On a 2+, Celestine comes back up on the battlefield as close as possible to where she was destroyed, and not within engagement range of any enemy model, with all of her wounds remaining. Ooh. Does she come back at the end of that phase? Oh, she comes back right away. So that can be a good and bad thing. It means that you can get shot, die, come back, and then get charged and die and just go away. Saint's Blessing. When a friendly Imperium infantry unit... unit is within 6 inches of Celestine, that model has an invulnerable save of 6+. Oh no. She doesn't give a bonus anymore. You can't get the 4-up invulnerable save bonus anymore. Oh, that sucks. Oh no. My cheating it's getting nerfed. Don't nerf my cheating. I like doing this. Can I not get a 4-up invulnerable save? I can do Indomitable and get a +1, but Morvenn Vahl doesn't add 1. Junith doesn't add 1. Oh, that's a big nerf. Oh. Gemini count as characters for all rule purposes. During deployment, you can set this model up in sky. It deep strikes 9 inches away. Angelic Saver. This unit is eligible to perform heroic interventions at 6 inches, 5 inches horizontal, and can then move 6 inches. Yep. It's the same rule that we're so used to seeing now with certain characters. That's actually really good for Celestine because I can charge on my opponent's turn. Well, after they've charged and everything. Healing Tears. When a model in this unit has lost a wound, or while this unit is below the starting strength, Celestine can attempt the following action. Oh, they turned it to an action. This unit can start this action at the end of your command phase. This action is complete at the start of your shooting phase, provided Celestine is still on the battlefield once complete. If that model in that unit has lost any wounds, they can regain lost wounds, or they can just resurrect a Gemini. Ugh. They have 2 wounds apiece. Oh no. Without that +1, I relied so heavily on the 4-up invulnerable save running me through last edition that now I don't know what to do. Having a 5-up save, what am I, Drukhari? It's gross and nasty. Can I cheese it anyway? Do I have a relic that gives a... No, I don't think I do. What about a hymn? I think one of the hymns do it. Where are the hymns? I think they were right after this. No, they were before all of this. Hymns. Armor penetration is increased. Are these guys going to become... Yeah, there it is. Litany of Enduring Faith. So these guys are going to be super important now. Because that's the only way to get the 4-up invulnerable save on the entire army is to take a priest and to take a canoness with the indomitable belief so that you have a 4-up invo save bubble around like 3 units. Okay, and then just keep the other units in cover. Should be fine. Yeah, so now it's debatable if I get it, but it's on a 3-up, so it's more than likely. Okay, so Celestine is still ridiculously good, but without that +1 aura ability, I don't think that she's a good flavor character, and she's definitely good in close combat. She's definitely good when paired up, but she doesn't look necessary anymore. I pretty much brought her strictly for the +1 invulnerable bubble, and now that she doesn't give it, and she only gives a 6+ invulnerable bubble, she's not really worth it, in my opinion. She's still a good smash captain, but is not a buff mander anymore. I mean, she's still a good smash captain, so if you want a canoness with a jump pack, essentially, this is your girl. I'm really disappointed with Celestine. Although she does... The performing an action, too, where she can't move or charge, kind of sucks. Damn. Although it says the action is complete at the end of shooting phase, provided Celestine is still up on the battlefield. So does that mean after the action is complete that she can charge? If so, she's still good. If not, she's bad. Right. And last but not least, we have the Triumph of St. Katherine, which has 18 wounds and has a lot of weird rules associated with it. But yeah, we're going to get into this. So it has a bunch of bolt pistols. It has the Martyred Sword, which is strength +3, so strength 6. AP -3 to attack, 2 damage. And the bearer can make 4 additional attacks with this weapon. And they are additional attacks, so it does get its 10 attacks normally with whatever it has, which are the relic weapons, I believe. And then it gets 4 additional attacks with the Martyred Sword. A quick little side note, the girl with the shield in this is actually the main character from Mark of Faith. So, Acts of Faith, Sacred Rites, and Shield of Faith. Let's see. She has the Presidium Protectiva, which is a 4-up invulnerable save and adds 1 to the attacker's... Each time an attack is made against this unit, subtract 1 from the attacker's hit roll. That's really good. This model cannot embark aboard a transport for the purposes of Lookout Sir, and any terrain feature, dense cover, obscuring. This model is considered to have 9 wounds instead of 18, so it can hide, which is cool. It can hide. Then it has the relics, and it has different waves of how it does relics. So when it has all 10 wounds out of 18, so if it goes down to 10, it still has 6 relics. At 5 to 9, it has 4 relics. Then 1 to 4, it has 2 relics. And you basically just have to pick which ones get destroyed. Each one of them is carrying a sacred relic from their order, which is really cool. This model can only have one of each relic of the matriarchs opposite. Okay, so then we get to see them. And once they're gone forever. But if you're healed, they can be restored. And I think with a Hospitaller, with the stratagem, you can heal her now. I just have to read that stratagem really quickly. Proceed rules, get out of here. It's the Hospitaller's one. It's a command point ability to heal her. I know that. And is it over here? Hospitaller. An Adeptus Ministorum Core Infantry. Never mind. So yeah, she can't be healed, unfortunately. I don't think a Hospitaller can heal her. Where's the Hospitaller? Hospitaller, come here. I wish to give you hugs. At the end of your movement phase, one Adeptus Ministorum infantry model within 3 inches. Oh, maybe she can. Infantry, Adeptus Ministorum. Yeah, it looks like she can heal the Triumph of St. Katherine now. Okay. Each time that model would lose a wound, roll a d6. On a 6, that wound is not lost. So yeah, you can keep a Hospitaller near her and give her a Feel No Pain of a 6+, which is really, really, really good. So out of 18 wounds, you're going to take a lot of damage. You might as well, right? The Bearer has the following rules. The Fated Heart. While a friendly Adeptus Sororitas core unit is within 6 inches of this, they automatically pass a morale test. Pretty decent, but I still want to roll it to get those ones. Which I actually don't think gives us... No, I think it does. No, we lost that one. For passing a morale test, we completely lost that one. Okay, so yeah, rerolling or just passing is really good. At the start of each battle round, you gain 1 miracle dice. That's the one I probably always have. The Ebon Chalice one, the Bearer has the following ability. It's an aura ability. While an enemy unit is within 6 inches of this model at the start of your shooting phase, roll d6. For that unit, adding 1 to the result for each enemy unit that is a Psyker. Adding 1 to the result if the enemy is a Chaos keyword. Those additionals are cumulative. On a 5+, the enemy suffers d3 mortal wounds. Probably the first one I'd get rid of. Petals of the Bloody Rose has the following ability. It's an aura. While the friendly Adeptus Sororitas core units are within 6 inches of this model, each time the model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the attacker's hit roll. That's really, really good, especially if you're bringing any type of melee monsters. So Repentia hitting on a 3+, if you're bringing Bloody Rose, is really, really, really good. Because they get the -1, then they get the +1. Xeraphim hitting on 2, Sacristans hitting on 2, what are they called? Paragon Warsuits hitting on 3s if you give them the hitting on 2s if you give them the maces is really good. Okay, so ridiculous. All 6 sacred rites are active for the Bearer. So they get all 6 sacred rites, which is okay. To be honest, this is the next one I'd probably remove. Simulacrum of the Argent Shroud, once per battle round before you perform an act of faith. For a friendly Adeptus Sororitas core or friendly Adeptus Sororitas character unit within 6 inches of this model, you can change the value of 1 miracle dice to a 6 using that act of faith. That's the one I'd hang on to the longest. Just automatically scoring 6s sounds really, really, really cool. Because I could take those 1s, turn them to 6s, and the Triumph of St. Katherine is really good for that. So what does the Triumph of St. Katherine come out to? I'm thinking about 200. Oh, probably a lot more. 220. Honestly, not bad for the number of attacks and everything it gets. Its size is a little bit... it's big. Let me just show you how big this thing is. So this is the Triumph of St. Katherine, which the only reason you don't see this in battle reports is it's very hard to transport, but I'm switching my sisters to a magnet case so that we can bring all of the cool stuff. And the Triumph of St. Katherine is absolutely amazing. By the way, don't glue these pieces on, and this thing suddenly becomes a lot easier to transport. See? It's still difficult to transport because of its size, but still. Now I just need to put its back. There we go. Boop. There we go. So its aura abilities are gigantic because of the size of its base. Overall, I think... Let's go through these. Morvenn Vahl, absolutely amazing. Probably going to bring her almost every game because of how cool she is. Canoness, awesome. Love them. They're great. Palatine's amazing. Junith, kind of okay. Missionaries, they're alright, but I'd rather take preachers. Just because they're cheaper. But if I have the extra HQ slot, I'll take a missionary. Celestine, kind of a disappointment. Overall, she's still ridiculously good. Like, there is nothing bad about her, aside from her getting nerfed and not giving the +1 aura ability, which I know somebody's going to be like, well, Alexis, her warlord trait is Indomitable Belief. So technically, you can take her and a missionary and still have the same thing. And to that, I have to say, you're right. You're absolutely right. I actually just thought of that. You are correct, but I am upsetty. So I'm not going to make sense. But then you're using your warlord for other... Ooh, you're using your Canoness for something else. Never mind, Celestine's actually pretty decent. But then you have to use her as a warlord. But you get 3 warlords, so you don't care. Ooh. Yeah, no, still good. Triumph St. Katherine, a lot of points, but still really, really, really cool. If you want to do a hyper elite army, you could, and it would be rather amusing. So I'm going to try that out. And then we have the last one, which is Ephrael Stern and her boy toy. I love Ephrael Stern. I just wish I could find a reason to use her. She's just kind of hot garbage right now. She's cool, but she's just not good. So let's see how many points she is. First, Ephrael Stern, we're looking at 120 for both of them. So kind of steep, twice the price of a Canoness, just about. A little under twice the price. She has an 8-inch move, which is really good. Weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 3+, which kind of sucks. Strength of 4. Ooh, Ephrael Stern is strong. Look at that. Toughness of 3, wounds of 6, 5 attacks, leadership 9, 3+ save. And then her little boy toy has a 2+ weapon skill, 3+ ballistic skill, strength 3, toughness 3, wounds of 5, and he absorbs wounds for Ephrael. He has, or they have 4 attacks, leadership 8, 6+ save. So Ephrael Stern comes equipped with a bolt pistol, which is rather amusing. Too bad you can't give her the other bolt pistol, which would be funny. And she has her sword, which is strength +2, so strength 6, AP -3, 2 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, invulnerable saving throws cannot be made against this attack. Really good for killing Terminators, really good for killing characters. Especially with 5 attacks. Oh my god, she can actually... Ooh, no, she has the Outcast keyword. So I gotta check what Outcast does again. I know it's right above, like... I don't think Outcasts benefit from this. Does she benefit from this? Does she have Sacred Rights? She does have... Nope, that's the wrong person. She doesn't have Sacred Rights. Okay. So she doesn't benefit from Sacred Rights. But I think she can still benefit from, like, Morvenn Vahl, still giving her the rerolls, because she is still an Adeptus Sororitas character. So she can get rerolls to hit and rerolls to wound, which is pretty cool. So the boy toy has a plasma grenade. Damn, that's kind of cool. He has his melee weapon, which is strength +1, AP -1, 2 damage. And he has the Outcast Blades, which is strength the user, so strength 3, AP -1, 1 damage, but makes 2 attacks for each one instead of 1. Personally, I'd use the other weapon, but that's just me. But the Outcast Blades are not as good as the Kiss. Okay, so there we go. Let's continue. They have Zealot, and Zealot is on page 90, and Zealot is actually really good, and once again, keeps changing. So Zealot, each time a model in this unit makes a melee attack, if the unit was charged, or performed a heroic intervention, they can reroll hit rolls. So now you don't even need to use your characters to boost her. You can just have her do her rerolls on the turn she charges. Okay, so she has Wanderer. During deployment, you can set this up in Deep Strike. So yeah, summed up all of that in just two words. Divine Protection. This model has a 4+ invulnerable save each time an attack is made against this unit. Subtract 1 from the attacker's hit rolls and subtract 1 from the attacker's wound rolls. That's actually really good. They buffed the ever-living crap out of Ephrael Stern. I like that. Then she has Mysterious Savior. While this unit contains Boy Toy, each time an attack successfully wounds this unit, that attack must be allocated to them. Each time they would lose a wound on a roll of a d6, 5+ feel no pain. The destruction of this is ignored for the purposes of morale test. If Ephrael Stern is destroyed, dude is also destroyed with them. So that's okay. Knight of Shadows. When this unit contains Dude Guy, at the start of the fight phase, if this unit is within engagement range of any enemy unit, it can fight first in that phase. That's actually pretty good. So he can just chop up a few guys, maybe deal like 3 wounds, so Ephrael Stern can just kill them. Then we have Demonifuge, Aura ability. While a Chaos unit is within 6 inches of this model, subtract 1 from the leadership characteristic of models in that unit. Each time a unit fails a morale test, 1 additional model is automatically flees from that unit. Okay, so is that... Oh, it's all 1 ability. Damn it, it only... Yeah, because there's no periods in there. Damn, it's all commas. Because if they put a period in there, this ability would affect everybody, but now it only affects Chaos. Bolts of Holy Judgment. At the start of your shooting phase, roll 2d6, adding 2 to the result. If any Chaos units are within 18 inches of Ephrael Stern, on a 5+, the nearest enemy unit within 18 inches and visible to Ephrael Stern suffers d3 mortal wounds. If the result is 10 or more, they suffer d6 mortal wounds. They made her smite only affect Chaos. I don't like that. Unexpected Ally. This unit can be included in an Adeptus Sororitas detachment or auxiliary support detachment. Ephrael Stern cannot be selected as your warlord. So, again, Ephrael Stern is cool. Really good for, like, thematic battles against Chaos. But kind of bad. Again, she is there. She is trying her best. What was her points again? Because this determines whether or not I would take her. Isn't she like 200 or something? Ephrael Stern, 120. Honestly, I'd pass on her. She's really, really, really cool, but now her smite only affects Chaos, and her abilities are strictly targeted towards Chaos. It's cool that she has a bunch of extra wounds with the dude, can absorb 5 wounds for her. It's cool that she has a bunch of attacks and can reroll attacks. I really like her, but overall, I'm not impressed with her. Good for casual games. Good for tournament setting, depending on the use of terrain. Good for casual games, good for tournament games. Depends on the list. Amazing. There's either take this one or the Priest. Junith is good for casual games. Palatine, good for both. I think Palatines are amazing. Canonesses, obviously good for both, great for both. And Morvenn Vahl, I wouldn't take her in a casual game, though I'm going to because I'm a jerk, because I want to show her off and how good she is. Definitely tournament play. Depending on points of the rest of the army. If she proves to be too many points, she might not see tournament play. It really depends on the list, and I'm really excited to see what options other people get. So overall, I want to know your opinion on the HQs of the Sisters of Battle. Oh yeah, we're going to do Battle Sisters as well. Let me just cut through this really, really, really quickly. Battle Sisters are amazing. They can go to 20 in a unit now. Holy crap, they can go to 20 in a unit. Oh, I'm definitely taking 2 units of 20. Oh, gods, that's amazing. Wow, that's really good. Their ballistic skill now just went to a 3+ instead of a 4. Oh, well, it was a 3+. Weapon skill 4+, which means 1 dies if you use Martyred Lady. They're 3+. Bolt pistols, bolt guns, the cherubs, simulacrum is all the same. If this unit contains 9 or fewer models, one battle sister with a bolt gun can replace one of her weapons with one weapon from the heavy weapon list, one weapon from the special weapon list. So one or the other. If every 10 models in this unit, one battle sister's bolt gun can be replaced with one special weapon. So you can have up to 2 additional special weapons? For every 10 models in this unit, sister battle bolt gun can be replaced with a heavy weapon. Oh. Did they get more weapons? The sister superior can be equipped with one weapon from the melee weapon list. You always take a chainsword. The sister superior's bolt weapon and bolt gun can be replaced with one weapon from the following: bolt gun and one weapon from the ranged weapon list, one weapon from the pistol weapon list. Okay. One battle sister equipped with a bolt gun can be equipped with a Simulacrum Imperialis. This weapon's bolt gun cannot be replaced and can have that. Okay, so if I'm reading this right, you can get, what, 6 heavy weapons? Or 6 weapons in the squad? If this unit contains 9 or fewer models, only 1. Okay. For every 10 models, this unit can get a special weapon. So at 10, they can get just 1 special weapon. For every 10 models in that unit, 1 bolt gun can be replaced with a heavy or special. So at 10, they can get a heavy or special or 2 specials. The sister, for every 10 models in that unit, 1 battle sister's bolt gun can be replaced with 1 weapon from the heavy weapon list, 1 weapon from the special weapon list. You can take, so that's 3, and then the other one is, you could take 3 heavy, no, because it's 20, so it's 2 and 2. You could take 4 special weapons in a squad. Oh my gods. That's incredible. You could have 5 meltaguns in a battle sister squad of 20. Oh, that is super useful. How the hell are you going to transport that? I guess they would have to walk up the field. So you would use the 4-up invo bubble to make sure that they stay alive. Oh my god, battle sisters got so much better. What's their points at, though? I think they went up in points by, like, 2. There we go. Boop-a-boop-a-boop-a-boop. Troops. Oh yeah, they can also get different weapons, like the Ministorm Heavy Flamethrower, which is strength 6. The Ministorm Hand Flamer, which is strength 4. The Ministorm Combi Flamer, which is strength 4. Or strength 5. The Ministorm weapons are just, like, plus strength, I believe. But let me just double check to make sure I'm not telling you guys stories that I don't know. I'd rather be accurate with my review, or as accurate as I can be. So Ministorm ranged weapons would be over here. So the Ministorm Flamer, strength 5. The Ministorm Flamer on the bolt gun is strength 5. Meltaguns is still strength 8. Ministorm Hand Flamer, strength 4. Ministorm Heavy Bolter, strength 6. Ministorm Shotgun, strength 4. Multi-Melta, strength 8. Yep. So this unit did go up in points, it looks like. They're now 11 points a model, and their squad can be up to 20. The fact that they can be up to 20 is incredible. Oh my god, I might do a full 60 sister. Oh my god, I can flood the battlefield with, what is that? 120 sisters? Yay! I could do 120 sisters. I need to buy more battle sisters. Oh, I'm excited about this. Just 3 units of battle sisters at 20 and the rest of the army just doing whatever. I'm okay with this. This might be a lot of fun. Or you just keep them at 10. Or you just keep them at 5 and just do 2 special weapons. Because what you do is you do a combi weapon on the Sister Superior, and then you just do a special weapon in the squad. Overall, Battle Sisters, amazing. Just absolutely incredible. And I want to know your thoughts on everything that we went over and what you guys want to comment on this. I am rambling. I am excited about this because there's a lot of cool changes in here. The 20-woman squad is amazing. Biggest things that I'm disappointed with is Junith and, well, mostly Junith because, damn it, Junith, you had one thing to do. Biggest characters that I'm impressed by is Morvenn, Vahl, and the Palatine. I like both of them. And honestly, the Triumph of St. Katherine got a little bit better in my opinion. So tell me what you think in the comments down below. Also check out my Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to helping out the channel. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis. Let's check out the elites in the next video.